What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to master multi-service Instacart batch shops. But before we do that, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Those both go a really long way to help me out. And without further ado, let's hop right into this video. So my very first, tip for you would be to avoid 3 full service orders, especially if you're just starting out, unless the pay is really outrageously good. I try to avoid these because it is a real pain in the butt. But if the pay is there, I will take them occasionally. But I would say definitely if you're new, I would do I would start out with single shops, and then I'll get into double shops. Just starting out so you get a feel for it. And then if you really want to, go for a 3 full service shop. But that's the way I recommend it. And I'm going to tell you guys a few ways on how to master the double service shop. So what you're going to want to do is when you first get there, and right before you click start shopping, you're going to want to go up. I'll put some screenshots up, but you're going to want to click the eye in the top right hand corner, and then you can see the customer's addresses, and you're going to want to screenshot both of those. And the reason you're going to want to screenshot both of those is because when you finish the batches, Instacart's going to make you do customer A first and then send you to B, or whatever way they want to send you. And that might not necessarily be the most efficient way for you, and depending on where you're trying to end up. So I like to have both addresses in my pocket so I can be more efficient and save some gas that way. If I am doing Instacart and then I'm gonna go DoorDash or do some food delivery or whatever I have going on. But that's a good tip for you guys. And if you do that, and you do go out of the way and you do the opposite way of what Instacart's gonna tell you to do, you're not gonna be able to complete the first like when you drop it off, you're not going to be able to complete that if you're going the opposite way that Instacart's telling you. But when you drop off the next one, you'll basically swipe twice, and you'll complete both orders and get your pay for both orders. So I think that's a really big tip, especially when doing these double orders. It'll save you gas, it'll save you time, and it'll just be way more efficient. So when I get into the store, I like to complete one of the orders at a time if I can. But this tip kind of varies though, because if you see that both customers have similar items, like for example, if one customer is ordering eggs and the other one's ordering eggs, they're different brands, most likely 99.9% of the time the grocery store is going to have all the eggs together. So you can grab the eggs from one customer and do it like that, and put them together so you don't have to retrace your steps in the store. But what I like to do is I like to grab the biggest. So if I have customer A and they have 40 items and then customer B has 20, I like to do customer A's first, get the 40 items, and while I'm doing that, I'm looking at customer B's and I'm seeing if they have any items that are similar. That way when I finish customer A's, I can go to customer B's, and I might only have 15 or 14 items to do because I got 5-6 on while I was doing the other one, if that makes sense. But the biggest problem with that is you got to be really smart and be really organized and make sure you're not getting anything mixed up. And I have quite a few tips on how to keep things separate and keep everything organized, especially like in your cart. The one thing that I really like to do about keeping things separate in my cart is I like to grab a basket, or maybe 2 baskets if the orders are really big, and put it inside my cart, and then put customer A's in the basket, put customer B's outside the basket, and then I always utilize the top part of the basket that comes down as much as I can, because that's another way to keep everything separate. But that's like a really small tip that I think will be very beneficial for you guys. When you get to the checkout counter, what you're going to want to do is you're going to tell them that you're with Instacart like you always do, and you're going to have them pay for the first one, and then you're going to want to have them sack it in plastic, and then you're going to pay for the second one and have them sack it in paper if they do use different bags at the stores that you're at. And that's a way to just remember, A is paper, or A is plastic, B is paper, whatever way you do it, doesn't really matter. But that's another tip that I like to do. So even when I'm leaving the store, I know which one it goes where. Like, I'm delivering plastic first, I'm delivering paper first. That's a really good tip. And when you get to your car, what you're going to want to do is you're going to put one order in the trunk and then one order in the back seat or front seat, or however you want to do it. But that's kind of like how I keep stuff separate throughout, through the store all the way up into I drop it off. So one other thing that I want to mention on the stacked orders is obviously communication is key with all Instacart batches, right? So what I like to do on stacked orders is, I like to message them obviously throughout the shop, but when I'm leaving, I message them when I'm on the way to their house, from the store to the first drop off, and then when I get to that house and I'm leaving and I've already dropped everything off, I send the next one a message saying I'm on my way to your house. I'll be there in like whatever my estimated time is. I'll be there in 10 minutes. Say, hey, I'll be there in 10 minutes. And that, that's very courteous. It's something I've talked about in some of my other videos. So I just wanted to mention that too. It kind of changes the way I communicate, but as always, guys, even in regular batches, even in any Instacart, if you're doing 1, 2, 3 service orders, communication is going to be key to getting tips, getting added tips, and keeping your tips. So I hope, guys, this video helped you. If it did, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, as I am posting more money making content every week. Thank you guys for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.